Chris, how'd it feel to be outside for the first day?
It was good. Some fresh air, which is nice. It affected us a little bit. It's a little windy out, so we just got to get used to that. But, we got to get used to this. I just told them, our last 4 games are in the middle of the night, fall, late fall, early winter. So we got to get used to it, but it was good to be outside. I mean, it's good to get them out here before Saturday. We didn't want the first time them being outside to be Saturday, so we kind of been locked in that bubble, but it was good. It's good work.
What can we expect to see on Saturday?
Yeah, we're going to go maroon white. We're going to split the team up into 2 teams. Some positions, because of depth, we'll have to play both sides. We're not going to go to the ground, so we'll do what we did last couple Saturdays and some keeping guys up. We've gotten through this spring pretty healthy, and that's a credit to Coach Green and his staff, Michaela and her staff. We've done a good job, especially looking forward, right? Rosters are going to be 105 guys. There's no more 120, 130 guys. So we got to be ready to practice like this. And I think today we need to be better, but I thought it was a good introduction to that.
Looking back at the past month and a half as a whole, what are your biggest takeaways?
Yeah, they're listening, which is the first step to changing something, right? And they're trying to be consistent with their actions, which will be the key. I think changing anything, whatever you're a part of, consistency will be the key to that. So we're not where we need to be at all. I'm sure the roster will change in the next week or so with a lot of things going on. So we just got to keep getting better.
With the portal, how active are you guys right now, and how much change do you anticipate between now?
Yeah, I mean that'll come when we start to meet with those guys next week, over the next 2 weeks. But we definitely need some pieces to be plugged in, and some guys will have to make decisions if they want to be here and do what we want them to do. Changing something, like I said, is about consistency and getting people that believe in what you want to believe in. So we're gonna have to have some tough meetings, but we'll be all right.
Have you discovered positions where you feel you're deeper, injury aside, deeper and better than you thought?
Yeah, there's definitely some position groups that are stepping up. I think our O-line is one of the most revamped groups. Coach Anderson, Coach White, obviously Coach Bajakian, what they've done there. I mean, we play in New England, right? We play in Massachusetts, so we're going to live and die by up front. So that's on both sides of the ball. So that'll be the emphasis, moving forward.
How far is Brandon along?
He's doing good. He's back to doing some running. He did some curved running. But there's no reason to rush him. He's coming back from that surgery, so he'll be ready to go in the summer when we return after finals, and he's doing good.
What have you seen from new sport team practices from AJ, Grant? What are your impressions went off?
Yeah, they've both been doing really well. It's hard learning an entire new system, and that's for everybody. But I think obviously Coach Bajakian's track record speaks for itself, and it's very quarterback-centric. So they've gotten better every day, and I think on Saturdays they've done a good job too. When we had to throw them out there, they're used to us being behind them. And I think that's why I love Saturdays so much, because there's no one out there, right? And but they've been doing a good job. They're progressing, and I'm excited for moving in after Saturday into the summer.
Getting back to Saturday, how is it going to be? You going to have scoring?
Yeah, so we're going
to talk about
the
whole plan.
Yeah, we're going to go maroon white. We're going to have 15 minutes. We're going to run the clock. We'll have 2 coaches, assistant coaches, be the head coaches of their teams. I'll be on the field, kind of just controlling everything. Coach Jake and Coach Kite will be in the box, calling the offense and the defense, and we'll compete just like a regular game. It's going to feel like a regular game. The only difference is we won't go to the ground.
You mentioned that you still have a long way to go. What are some areas that you need to see improvement in the most?
Yeah, I just we got to learn how to stop losing games before we can win them. So situational football is the number one thing. Understanding your situation, what you're in, teaching those things. I think that's the biggest thing that we've tried to stress on. I mean, today we did a bunch of field goal situations. We did our end of game install, all that stuff. And, if you look back at last year's tape, they were in a lot of games late, and some things didn't go their way. And we got to teach them how to do that. That's a learned skill. And usually the team that makes less mistakes in a critical situation has a better opportunity to win the game.
Do you look at the Saturday as like just another opportunity equal to all these other practices, or is it elevated in terms of evaluation?
Yeah, I mean, everything gets evaluated, so we'll treat it the same. Guys will be out there ready to compete, and that's what we're looking for. Put guys in situations where they have to step up, and you'll truly find out who they are. We've been talking to them, like when the bullets are flying, you're going to fall to the level of your mastery. So if you haven't been working very hard and you think you're just coasting through, that's not what's going to happen. You're not going to be here. So we're going to have to get through that and keep working. But, I know this, they're listening, and there's a lot of them listening, and then that's my job to figure out who doesn't want to listen and get them out.
Coach, what are some goals you set at the start of spring practice that you see coming into light and kind of being fulfilled at the end of the line here?
Yeah, I think just the overall operation. Like I said last time, 3 new systems, offense, defense, special teams. So there's going to be a learning curve, but as long as you're attacking that the right way, you'll progress. And listen, I'm the body language coach. I'm the culture coach. That's my playbook, and we're going to stick to that. And no one's above the program. Not me, not any player, not any coach. So we're going to continue to evaluate that. But I'm happy with what we've done. But certainly I know how good this league is. And I know from being at the level that I was at the last 8 years, we got a long way to go.
Good. Coach, what impact has Jim Reed had on you?
Thanks for summing this up in a good way. Yeah, Coach Reed he's seen everything, right? His experience, he knows what it's supposed to look like. He's a guy that I grab to ask some questions to that I don't ask anybody else. We joke that if you cut him open, he'll be laces and leather, right? He'll have the football inside of him, and it's just great to have him around. I mean, as a head coach here, winning championships, doing those things, he knows what it's supposed to look like, and he's just a great resource for us as a staff, and just ultimately he probably bleeds more maroon and white than anybody.
What was your first impression of him when you met him?
I told him to slow down because he warms up with the team. He's over there doing push-ups. He's like a player. And so that was my first impression. Then my second impression is just we talk about being obsessed with your craft and being obsessed with the game. That guy's obsessed with football. And if some of our guys had a third of what he has, we'll be all right.
Is there something in particular that you grabbed from him as a coach and put into your sort of repertoire?
Yeah, I think that nothing comes before the program. I think anybody that's played for Coach Reed, the alumni that I meet, nothing came before UMass football. And as a younger coach in my days, that wasn't always the focus. It was just about winning games and trying to win as many as you could. But he's shown me that when you put the program first, good things will happen.